The lifestyle of the loser. That's what we're going to be talking about today. And I promise you, I'm very serious right here and now. It's just the thing about it is, who in the hell gave me the audacity to come out here and talk about this? But guess what? I have free will that we're all so good at using badly. So maybe it's another episode of that, or maybe I'm going to have some wisdom. You're going to have to wait and stop and see. I want to talk to you guys about the lifestyles of the loser because I just made a whole video kind of explaining what I mean when I'm talking about winning, because I've been having an issue with the fact that obviously I live in a world where there's all these connotations, and I'm sure that people see my videos and see the words winning team and it's like, who are you to who you? And I'm like, the reason you're probably thinking that is because you're thinking about the way I mean winning, and that's not what I actually mean. I have a different, so I made my definition in the previous video of winning. And now we're going to talk about the losing lifestyle, okay? And the purposes of this video is not to poke fun at people. It's not to make people feel like bad about themselves. It's to offer an opportunity to do some self-reflection. Because one of the greatest things I've noticed about losers and winners that differs is winning people are highly self-aware. And that works out for winners in two ways. Number one, well, many ways, but in particular, they are aware of their capabilities, which enables them. They're aware of their strengths and their capabilities, so that enables them to know when an opportunity is coming for them that they can actually do, whether they have done that thing or not, whether they've been acknowledged for that thing or not. And second of all, they're aware of their weaknesses, their pitfalls, their triggers, so they can be preventative and not get caught out. Because one thing about the kingdom of darkness, aka the kingdom of losers, by the king of losing himself, the devil, is that he wants to catch us out. So he knows our weaknesses better than we do and our strengths. So he's going to work against those. So us being aware of our weaknesses and not in like a self-deprecative, like, oh my gosh, I don't just, no. I mean, like, I'm trying to think of a specific weakness I can use within myself that's a good one. Okay, I can tell you. I am curious, and there's a strength and a weakness to it. It's a strength because it means I go out of my way more than most people when I become curious. Hence why I write I'm coming make an entire series on here about a deep dive that I had at like 11 p.m. till like 7 a.m. And I come and go and tell you guys after I've gone and looked at every single source I can find, every single everything and whatever. It also means, and I've been noticing it more recently, that sometimes I will find myself in situations where my curiosity is being held against me. So like I'll have an opportunity to do something and it will sound like a good idea. Because I'm like, oh, I'd love to do that because of my curiosity element. But then the question will be, but do I actually need to be there? Is that actually for the best for me to be there? You know what I'm saying? Even if, whatever. So I've been noticing that's the second half of it more, that, you know what, I actually need to work on my curiosity. I believe one of the reasons why the Lord, actually, and when I tell you that God goes to lengths to stop me doing some of the things I want to do, like I'll literally be booking flights, yeah. And when I tell you, nothing I do gets me out of the country unless the Lord is saying I'm allowed out of the country. Nothing will let me out. I'll have the flights cancelled. I'll have the whatever. Oh my gosh, something. And then after the fact, I'm like, you know what? Maybe it was a good idea that I didn't do that at the time I was thinking of doing that. You know what I mean? Like one of the things I would love to do is go to Oktoberfest in Germany. And like, what business do I have there? But then also, like I said, my curiosity is also what keeps me locked in the Bible, because I'm like, so, it's important to be aware of our strengths and our weaknesses, because then you can sniff when the devil's there. And also you have control of yourself, because losers don't really tend to have self-control, right? That's one of the biggest things. That's why all these creepazoids, they're all losers at heart, right? And a lot of them have the traits of losers I've talked about, entitlement. And usually that entitlement that stemmed from jealousy or feeling lack of respect, you know what I mean? So deep levels of insecurity. So that's why it's important to also know your strengths, because you have to have things that you stand on and that you are comfortable with about yourself, and be okay that you're not comfortable with others. So like, for example, with me, I'm good at maths and science and stuff like that, but like I'm not good with basically any other academic subjects. Like geography, like I'm one of those. Yeah, always find it fascinating. Like you see on social media when somebody will like ask somebody, name 10 capital cities in the world. I remember when the third time last year when I went to Rome was the first time I realized I knew that Rome was the capital city of Italy. And so it's one of them ones where, I don't know, am I intelligent? Because if you were start asking me to name 10 of the capital cities of the world, I probably could do that one. But like, I may not be able to do that. But then if you ask me, hey, can you like calculate this and this and this and this? It's supposed to be, only people with an IQ of above such and such should be able to know how to do this. Probably can. Does that make me smart? Which one makes me smart? Or which one where is even the measurement? That's my point. If you think like that and you try and compare things, that's a losing mentality, because in reality, there's beauty in both. I think it's incredible. Like one of the sidemen, he plays this game GeoGuessr. When I tell you, he can recognize everywhere in the world, and it makes sense why his videos are so good, because when they do these across the country things, and they do these races across the countries, and they'll go to a country and then two teams will start in two places, and it'll be whoever gets to one end of the country first, and they'll have to do like, they can only use a train once, they can only use a car once, they must use a bike, they must, and they'll have all these tasks to do along the way. They must buy a new outfit, they must get a stranger to play rock paper scissors, and it's really good videos, and he is the best at organizing these. And obviously he's calculated the routes, the routes, to make sure that this is where learning American English and English things start to clash in my brain. He knows the routes really well, and like he has to be able to calculate that they are fair enough if they like. So anyway, that's a huge undertaking, and how he pulls that off, I don't know, but those videos are so good. In fact, any video to do with travel are so good. So there was when they did one like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something, and the topics were geography, and he was getting asked all these questions. Where is such and such monument? Where is this? And he knew all over the world. I thought, that's so freaking cool. Like, I am so far from that. Unbelievably, right? But how cool, and what a genuinely valuable skill. Just like, this guy who was painting, who I saw, I mentioned him like twice now. And because I'm not good at drawing, so when I see artwork, I'm like, this is so freaking cool that you can do this. Like, I'm so jealous. I can't animate my own ideas. One of the projects I have that I want to do is because I need to find somebody to animate it for me. And imagine if I could just be out here just sketching and just be like, yeah, or I could just be one of those who can get like, I even tried to get one. I even bought one, the digital like writing tools. Guys, I can't draw to save my life. I can't draw to save my life. But again, only losers would look and try and compare these as anybody's better or worse, because all of the different skills in different situations benefit all of us as a society, and are an expertise in and of themselves. So the only reason you're judging or looking down at what somebody else is doing, or coveting or entitled, it either means that you're sitting on your high horse of self-righteousness because you think you're better than them, which means your whole identity is settled on that one detail about you. Yeah, which again, it's losing. Because if you have to only like be proud of this one thing you did, or these few things about you, right, then that's embarrassing. Yeah, find deeper, like that's so superficial. But then also, if you think somebody else is better than you because they have this, then you need to upgrade your confidence, because again, you don't want to be the person to create the environment to invite in the demons you don't want to be dealing with, like jealousy, envy, and all of this. Because can I tell you, jealousy is like a lifestyle. Hold on one second. Jealousy is like a lifestyle. So it's like, I'll give you two examples. First one being this girl who tried to kill Rihanna. Okay, now again, it's a very societal and kind of almost losing mentality type of thing to think that things just happen for no reason, or that people just get lucky or unlucky, because the truth is everything that happens is a result of a decision or a combination of decisions of us as humans. So she has this happen, and of course people just, a lot of people might think, oh, this is just some other crazy person. No. This woman had built up a whole vendetta against Rihanna, who she doesn't know, and felt like she was this and she was that. She's making all these videos. Her whole life has become about Rihanna. Meanwhile, while she's doing that, giving off loser behavior, Rihanna's literally building the life she wants. So it's no surprise that they've ended up where they have. She now facing potential, I don't know if she's going to prison or anything, but they have found her and stuff, so I'm assuming so. And Rihanna's getting married to ASAP Rocky, having 3 kids, and just trying to settle down after becoming a billionaire and literally living the dream. It's like the way that the way you are, whether she's rich or not, this other girl, whether Rihanna is better off financially, whatever. The simple fact of what they're both doing just goes to prove how different they are and what different kind of people. So it's like, no wonder if this is the kind of person you've always been, no wonder you're a loser. No wonder you're here sacrificing your freedom to kill somebody who doesn't even know your name, doesn't even know you. It's giving loser behavior. Excuse me. Or like the Pharisees with Jesus. That's my second example. The Pharisees, the Sadducees, and all of these, they were so consumed, right, with their jealousy. And this is what I'm saying. When a lot of losing behavior, it just opens the door to the devil and Jezebel and all the kingdom of darkness. And then it's like, oh, what a threat to whatever. Who does he think he is? Who does he this? Who does he that? It's literally what happened to the devil himself, Lucifer. We talked about this in my series, how the whole, if God is good, why is there evil in the world? Why do humans do evil? Which I just checked the other day, 60 videos in there. Proud of myself. Anyway. And literally, Lucifer couldn't just be happy with what he had. He couldn't learn contentment. So I'm saying winners learn contentment and losers are greedy. This is why these billionaires, these or whoever's, they're so obsessed they need more money. A lot of the leaders of the world, they're still clinging on to power. Like they need more this, they need more that. They need more like things. They can't just, have just a normal adult sex life. No. There must be kids. There must be torture. There must be baby oil. There must be underground tunnels and underground caves. Because I'm also like, I don't want to be in no underground cave like that. I'm thinking of the logistics for some of this, yeah? Even if these are consenting adults, like, I don't know. Is it just me? Just things in some of these scenarios. It's just like, that's just so unappealing. But whatever. Who am I to comment? Right? And so, this is where it comes from. It's like the greed, contentment. Winners learn contentment because contentment also helps you when it comes to things like accepting lessons or losses that you deserved, because that's a big important thing. Like you got to know when you didn't get something you wanted, you may have given it your best and maybe it wasn't for you. There's so many times in life where I have given my best and I've done well and whatever, but I didn't do well enough. And you know what? Contentment. It's called contentment. I told you guys, my dance competition, the first one I went to, Go Hard or Go Home, we didn't come first place. We came second, right? And I was not mad about it. You know why? Because the fact that I was even able to place amongst industry level choreographers as a novice at my first competition was a huge. So I proudly am happily comfortable with getting second. Okay? Even me who calls myself a winner, and I don't think that takes away from it, because the fact that I got to be there, the fact that I even placed amongst the people I was against, win. Contentment. Do you see what I'm saying? It's kind of the way that I look at even being a black woman, right? Because a lot of black women get really hell-bent up about all this stuff. Like, I'll tell you one narrative I just don't care for on the subject. Love Island, right? So I used to watch Love Island, and well, I say we used to watch like 2 seasons, and the main reason I don't watch the show, honestly, is because it's obviously so obvious now. People just go on there to become influencers, and second of all, it's obvious the show's just trying to make a show, which is what shows are doing. And also, some of the challenges are just disgusting. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, I don't know if you guys who haven't watched Love Island, like, literally one challenge that I feel like makes every season in every country is the one where they, like, have to make a cocktail, but then it's like a relay, but then they have to pass the liquids between each other's mouths. So you got, like, 4 people, right? And they are, like, one of them will be at the start, and they'll, like, drink the freaking cranberry juice, and then they'll run and pass it to the one in the middle's mouth directly, and then pass it to the other one in the middle of the mouth directly, and then the other person will pour that into the glass, and then they'll do that again with all the ingredients, like stuff like that, where I'm just like, nah. But anyway, problem I've had with Love Island, yeah. This giving. I'm actually just saying what I have to say these days. One problem I've had with Love Island, yeah, is a lot of the black girls get so upset because they're like, how come they don't put anybody on the show who appreciates black women? But I'm just like, you know what? There's plenty of men in the world who appreciate black women. Just move on. They're not all going to. You know what I'm saying? My mom even taught me as a kid, yeah. And this lesson hit harder, I think, than she could have ever realized. She used to say, you know, beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. So I always thought, you know, it's not about the whole world of everybody showing me appreciation or appreciating, you know, how I look. But some people will. And those are the people I should focus on. And I shouldn't waste my time. You know what I mean? Again, such losing energy. Because now you become a beg. Like every season it's like, and then somebody starts on the YouTube like, the problem for like with Love Island and the racism towards black women is astonishing. Like, and I just can't be asked, mate. I can't be asked. How many seasons are we going to have to watch? And it's not even a black woman thing. I feel like with the show itself, I feel like there's just always a gap between like the intelligence of the guys and the girls as well, because like they're so young on the show also, and where I do believe men mature slower. You're like bringing in a whole bunch of girls in general who are like ready to like find their like husband and settle down, and you know, and then a lot of the guys are just like here for a smash mate, here to be on holiday with a bunch of hot chicks, and then like hopefully when they leave not have anything too serious, you know, make some money, you know what I mean? So it's for me, the issues with why things don't work out on the show is greater than race. But do you see what I'm saying? Like, this is why I don't get hell bent about these things. It's just giving losing energy. Why would I waste my time, feeling sorry for myself? And I have experienced as a black woman certain things that were spoken up about black women. Like, I have experienced being treated a certain way. I'm getting a certain type of attention or not getting a certain type of attention, or having certain things said where I'm just like, by people who are not, you know, black themselves, of all races. And again, it's just losing behavior to just like, what am I going to go and fixate on that when there's plenty of people of all races who appreciate me, who actually seem to think, you know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. A lot of losing behavior. So a lot of it is just the victimhood of it all. Like, realistically speaking, a lot of it is victimhood. Like, we're all victims of something. Like, this is why I also can't tolerate anyone. I will not be. People trying to say because I'm speaking about something is because I'm speaking from a hurt place. No, but don't project because you only know how to speak from a hurt place. Some of us can actually just call things out because it is what it is. I'm not feeling sorry for myself, guys. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. Listen, the world is the world as it is. We've all been through things. We've all been hurt. We've all been disappointed. All of us, everyone. That's why I don't blame any one person. I blame us as a humanity that we don't learn and we don't listen to the Lord. I don't blame one person. I don't blame one group. This is why I don't jump on the bandwagon of, oh my gosh, I'm on the right wing and those lefties over there, or the lefties and the right. I don't say, oh my gosh, it's the white man and the white man and it's the this and the this. We're always at the bottom of the food chain as black women. Oh well. Honestly, I've had more than attention than I would even like. So if there's an opportunity to have more, as far as I'm concerned, this is a blessing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to make it about gender. And again, it's the world we live in. It's the losers who think, oh, it's the loser women who think, oh, you have one positive thing to say about a man? You pick me? You whatever, you just want to whatever, you just desperate. No, darling. It's the thing is, I don't need to tear a man down to feel good about myself. I don't need to have feminism to feel power. God created me with a womb. And these people are doing anything to get inside of us. We have the power. Let them have the patriarchy. I don't care. Let them do everything and let them tell us what to do. And hey, I will be obedient because guess what? I got the power at the end of the day, really, as far as I'm concerned. I just don't care. You are the one who's insecure because you want to be in control, and God forbid you let anything and everyone tell you what to do. It's giving losing, it's giving the devil's behavior. Listen, guys, ain't nobody saying I'm trying to be out here in a little sundress in a cottage making sourdough bread, right? No one's saying that. But that's like, as soon as you, it's like, I'm saying this is the loser women who behave like that. And it's also the same loser women whose their whole life is about guys. Oh my gosh, this is what I hate about being my age, because sometimes being around women, all they talk about is guys. Like, we talk about, I'm like, is there anything else happening in everybody's somebody's life. Like, this is one of the reasons I love having conversations with my brothers, because like I'm talking to my brothers and we're like, last conversation I had with my brother, we went on we nerded out about Attack on Titan like for like an hour. Because we both had things to do. So he's like, hey, do you want to meet up? We can talk and we can meet up for a big catch up with. Actually, no, I suggested it. And then we both had things to do anyway, but we both had like an hour. So we're very wholesome. Like, we'll go and like, you know, sit at the park bench or like whatever. And it's really wholesome. Or like sometimes we'll be like drinking tea, watching the UFC. And it's actually so nice in comparison to some of the conversations I have with the rest of the world. You know what I mean? Anyway, and so we're here nerding out about Attack on Titan, mate, in it for like an hour. And it was just so nice. It was nice to just not talk about what it is about being a woman and what I have to offer the world, the state of the world, just nerding out about an anime, you know what I mean? And again, it's a lot of times it's losers who take themselves so seriously and like don't want to be associated. Like, I'll never forget, there was this guy, who was CEO at one of these companies I used to work, COO, sorry. And he was only COO because his older brother was CEO. And his older brother was competent, but he was not. But he had all the pride in the world. And you could tell that like his pride and his attitude all came from the fact that he knew he was a fraud, but he wasn't willing to do anything about it, which is like classic loser behavior, right? Because again, like I said, you need to be able to humble yourself. So I remember one day I come into the office and I'd just been playing Pokemon Go, because I told you guys I used to play Pokemon Go all the time. Like in London, it'd be fun. Like I'm on the way to work, I'm like on the bus, and I would take the bus intentionally so I could play Pokemon Go, because then the bus is just driving through all the Pokestops, all the gyms. I'm catching Pokeballs, I'm catching Pokemon. Also, I wanted to get Gyarados, and I was going to need to catch 400 Magikarp, or I need 400 Magikarp candy. It took me years. So anyway, I'm coming and you can see he's like, oh, that's for children. And it's like, you would say that. In the same way people say that watching the Sidemen is childish, but in the same way that, who also watched the Sidemen growing up? Erling Haaland. They just did a video together. Erling Haaland, who's one of the most prestigious, who's done all the big wig organizations and gone through all the accepted pathways of yesteryear to success as a football player. And I'm seeing him. I'm looking at the Sidemen Sunday and it's Guess the Footballer featuring Erling Haaland. And I was like, and he was like, I grew up watching you guys. And he's literally commenting in the video like he knew these guys. You can tell the guests who actually watched the Sidemen. And then, and he's one of the best football players in the world. And the people who think they know about winning, who think they would ridicule, oh, those silly kids on YouTube making YouTube videos. Meanwhile, when Erling Haaland was becoming the athlete that we now know him to be today, guess what he was doing at home with his 24 hours watching the flipping Sidemen? This is what I'm saying. You're offended by people just enjoying themselves because you're just so weak, and you're just weak and losing. You got all your pride in life from the wrong place. These are why people need to be acknowledged. Like, oh, you need to acknowledge this, and you need. That's what I'm saying. Like, who cares? Who cares? Like, nobody cares. Like, no one cares. It's like how I feel about Christians. They're like, well, I'm a good Christian. And do you know what? Oh my gosh, I shouldn't talk about this, but I'm going to, right? I love watching Smosh videos, right? If you guys haven't watched Smosh, I don't recommend it because, yeah. And they definitely all have had some serious issues. A lot of them have had some serious issues with the church. My goodness. They did a skit, and it is so funny, yeah, about Karens in an escape room, and they were all a different type of Karen, and you know that also meant they were all a different type of Christian. And I didn't know, like, when I've been watching these guys' skits, I'm like, there's a type of Christian woman out there in America for some of them. Then it's not making us look good. And the whole episode ends with them all coming out with these confessions. One of them's like, I might have kissed a woman. It's so funny because this is what I'm saying. It's funny because they're making fun of how ridiculous we look. Like, we're calling ourselves this and we're calling ourselves that, right? And all this. But then we're hypocrites at the end of the day. It's giving loser. It's giving loser. Oh, well done. You walked around, you dressed like a nun. You got married to your real husband. You're the pastor's wife. Right? You gave him 7 children. You come and you wake up and you go and you help in the children's church. And you make sure to always go and have a prayer with all the mums when they get pregnant. And you're going to be leading the ladies' conference. But your husband's damn near cheating on you with man behind the scenes. But you are not even happy. You did all of that to get cheated on with another man. And then you think, I was like, get what you have to say. After all you put yourself there. And now you're in a scandal. And you have to face the congregation. Because he's going to jail. Guess who's going to jail tonight? So the thing about being a loser and the losing lifestyle is delusion. I think that's the final place that we lie in. A lot of it is stemming in some form of delusion. I'm trying. Some form of delusion, right? And it's usually stems from insecurity and a lack of identity. Because again, I said in the previous video that winning is all about like you are focusing on achieving your personal maximum potential. So what's happening around you, what everybody else around you is doing, whatever else doesn't matter realistically. And especially going back to fear of God, this is why I believe fear of God is so important, is it's about the approval. Whose approval do you seek? Because a lot of Christians even, you're like, oh yeah, fear of God over fear of man. I don't think, well, you know, actually you have a fear of man. It's just that it happens to be that all of your men and women whose fear you have of, your approval you're looking for is the people in the building. Because you're prepared to put what they think about you before what God thinks about you. So you're still in the fear of man. Just because your man happens to call himself Christian, just as your woman happens to call themselves Christian, your men and women, I mean, I'm talking about it like everybody, then that's no different to the world caring about the approval of others. And that's what I've realized about so many people, that and the world, and just what really affects people and what brings you into the losing lifestyle is really not having anything to stand on for yourself outside of things, like I said, of like gender and race and age and religion and job and whatever, status, financial, like number of zeros in your bank account, like who you are and what you are and who you are. And I feel like when you focus on character, because God is a man of character, your character will actually create the winning for you. Because when you have the character of a winner, winning things just happen, which I gave some examples in my previous video. And when you have the character of a loser, losing things will just happen. Like the Bible says, cowardice is a sin. Like not being prepared to stand up for what's right, not being able to deal with the uncomfortable, not like caring so much what everybody thinks, trying to just do the right thing just to be seen good, like the goody good you want to be seen as. Yeah, that backfires. That backfires hugely. So that's where you're going to find yourself in losing. And then the worst part is when you get there and you're unrepentant, like the devil. You try to make excuses. You try to have good reasons. You're the victim. You're the victim or whatever. Or if somebody, another victim, oh, we got to have grace, and understanding. This is what I love. I've said this before, how the church is so ready to let everybody, you're going to hell. You're going to hell. I saw you the other day sniff a glass of wine. I saw you sip a pint of beer. You're going to hell, sir. You're going to hell. I saw you watch an 18 movie. And then your pastor gets found out for molesting multiple kids. Well, guys, we just gotta have some grace and we just gotta find the evidence. Anyways, guys, you get the gist. Sorry. Everything is just so ridiculous to me now, and I just can't stop laughing at everything. Let's have some decorum while we finish this video, right? But you get the gist. Like, can you see the deluded levels there? The simple fact of why that happens, you feel comfortable going and lashing out at the world, and you're too much of a coward and too selfish to deal with the consequences of you calling out the people you actually need to call out. And that's losing behavior. And I just want to remind all of the Bible people that it is indeed in the Bible, in the book of Revelations that everybody loves so much. Yeah, that cowardice is indeed a sin that will send you to the second death. So it talks about forget the born again, the second life. You head to the second death. For cowardice next to murderousness. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. It's delusion, because then you'll be telling yourself, and this is what I'm saying. People lie. Losers have to lie to themselves. Like, same thing with luck. Oh, this person got lucky. No, this person put in work you weren't really willing to put in. This person rolled the dice in ways you didn't. This person had faith you didn't. This person did something you did, like Cain killing Abel. What was the point in killing Abel? Just do what Abel did. Like bro, Abel did. You had the opportunity to do the same thing. And even Christians today. That's why Christians today, something we'll talk about. Well, God valued the meat more than He did the plants, and it's like. Reread the story. It says that, you know, how God, it's that, you know, that Abel gave of the firstborn of his first fruits. He in the depths of his heart, the character of who he was that he wanted to give the best and the first to the Lord. Cain could have all damn near just walked by his field and just been like, that's how I always imagine it, that he just went. Meanwhile, Abel's taken the whole animal. He's made sure to mark which was the firstborn. When the time comes, he's cutting it, he's cutting the fat, he's doing all this, yeah. And I'm envisioning it like Cain just goes, and just grabs himself a little bundle of wheat, heads over to the Lord. He's like, here you go, mate. Their actions and their intentions, but then again, because you got your losing mentality, it must be because they had something better, and never because you needed to do something more. Never any accountability in the losing team, and always delusion. Anyways, before we end up on another laughing fit, I'm gonna skedaddles, guys, because the Lord is probably gonna shut me up soon anyway. In Here for Life is a game, let's play to win. I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from, and now we all have context, so I'm not going to explain this stuff again. Now we all know what I mean by winning and losing, and now I can talk about it freely. God bless you all. God loves you. I love you. And I'll see you in the next one.